All right, y'all. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're tuning in. I'm grateful to have you here. And we got Matt Walsh on the Joe Rogan podcast. This should be a great conversation. Matt Walsh, if you didn't know, made the What is a Woman documentary. Definitely go check that out. Very insightful, very true. In my personal opinion, he's also part of the Daily Wire. And y'all know who Joe is. He doesn't need any introduction. At this point, we've done a bunch of different reactions to Joe. Although I disagree with his perspective a lot of the time, I respect the heck out of this man because his ability to just sit back, chill, and listen and take in what his guest speaker is there to unveil whatever their stance is. I love that. So this should be a doozy. Let's get it popping. Thank you to the Ridge for sponsoring today's video. This Ridge wallet is the truth. It's minimal, has RFID blocking to prevent wireless theft, and is extremely light at only 1.6 ounces. The main card holder uses elastic to expand and hold up to 12 cards. It's scratch resistant, comes with a cash strap, and money clip attachment. Your worn down pockets will thank you for not stuffing a raggedy old billfold in them any longer. I got the forged Pacific design, and yes, it was free thanks to the Ridge, but I'd happily purchase one after seeing how much of a game changer it is and has since become my everyday carry. I also got this extra awesome key case in carbon. So say goodbye to jingling jangly keys and retire that annoying lanyard like I did after letting it dangle on my neck for years. And make sure you hurry because right now you can get the best offer by using link ridge.com/Devin and save up to 40% off through December 22nd. And again, big thanks to Ridge for sending me this wallet and key case and supporting the channel. It goes a long way and I'm forever grateful to be a part of this company. So make sure you check out the description section and my pinned comment and use link ridge.com/Devin to save yourself up to 40% off through December 22nd. Now let's get back to the video.
Well, when Jordan Peterson first started talking about compelled speech and compelled use of pronouns, I remember people thinking, like, why do you care about this? This is like such a small issue with a marginalized group of people. Like, let them have their identity and use the pronouns they want. And, you know, this is like, what was it, 2015, 2016? And I remember his warning, and I remember many other people like, this is going to spill over. Like this, if you can enforce this on a professor, and if you can enforce compelled speech, because Canada doesn't have the same free speech laws we do in America. Yeah. And if you can, like, where does it go? How are you compelling it? Well, it means through violence or through police or through the fear of being arrested, the fear of having your job taken away from you. Like, this is literally what happens when you use laws to compel people. Like, you have to have some sort of a punishment if they don't follow through, if they don't follow your orders. And this is what he was worrying about. And I remember at the time being like, I hope he's wrong. Like, I hope it doesn't get that big. But now here we are, 7 years later, yeah, and he was right.
Because there's also a difference between telling people they can't say something, which is what free speech suppression usually is, and that's bad enough, but then telling people that they have to say something. Yes. Compelling them to actually say something, putting words in their mouth and telling them that you have to say this. And it's not you know, pronouns, it's not a small thing, because when you use the she for a he, you're not only being forced to say something, but you're being forced to affirm and acquiesce to a claim that you don't agree with. You're being forced to express a belief that's not yours. I mean, it's like, it's not much different from, you know, a dictatorship forcing someone to profess belief in a religion. You know, it's forced conversion, basically, is what it is. Yeah. And once you allow that, it doesn't matter. Of course, it's going to start somewhere small. It's just pronouns. It always starts that way. But like I said, it's actually not small. Pronouns there's a reason why the left makes a big deal out of it. So anytime people on the right say, well, it's not a big deal, in response to the left making a big deal about something, well, they wouldn't be making a big deal about it if it wasn't a big deal. And the fact that they're choosing this hill to defend should tell you that there's something here worth fighting over.
My kid was going to school with a girl who was a they-them. She decided she was a they-them. And she demanded that they talk in they-them way. Like, you had to use, when you were referring to her as a plural. This girl wore makeup, dressed like a girl, just decided that she was a they-them, and would get angry if you misgendered her and not calling her a plural.
Yeah. And what does that mean? So we have enough of a problem getting someone who identifies as a woman to tell us what a woman is, but
right. What's a they?
Yeah. What do you like? Describe to me the feelings of being a they. Describe, you know, can you describe that? What is that experience like? And anytime you ask someone to do that, it immediately descends into incoherence. And also, by the way, the actual gender neutral pronoun for an individual is it. It's not they. So it's interesting that, well, nobody wants to be an it because it's
That's
dehumanizing.
offensive.
Right.
Yeah.
They want to be a they. But yeah, if you're calling yourself non-binary, you have dehumanized yourself because human beings exist in a sex binary, male and female. If you're rejecting that, you are rejecting your human identity. And so you've already dehumanized yourself. You are actually it. If it's true that you are not a male or female, then you are an it. We don't know what else to call you.
And then maybe more importantly, one of the things that you're doing when you're doing that is you're giving people, especially if you do it to young people, you're giving them an opportunity to be special and to get special treatment without any special act. They haven't done anything that warrants that unique behavior.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point. I think that's actually so much of this that and people don't notice it, but a lot of this is just standard narcissism.
Yes.
Especially you listen to these, why is this so common among celebrities now? All the celebrities have trans kids and they're coming out as non-binary and whatever else. And then you listen to them like Demi Lovato or whoever, and you listen to them explain why they're they them. It's always, well, I don't identify with these labels. I'm beyond that. I'm above that. It's like these labels were good enough for billions of humans before you, but it's not good enough for you. You can't find yourself there. But all these other billions of human beings, it was fine. They had no problem. But you're so special that we need to change the rules of the English language for you specifically. It's incredibly egotistical.
It's bizarre. It's like if you feel that you're different than everyone else, you're still a female. You're just a different human being who happens to be a female. If you're so unique, go prove it with your actions. Prove it with your work. Prove it out there in the world. But to demand this very special attention, and that's what we give people. Like if you give people that thing today, they'll tell. There's groups of people that will tell you, you're amazing, you're incredible, you're beautiful, you're brave. It gives them positive affirmation for making these decisions.
It's also part of what you're describing is personality, right? I mean, so if you're saying, oh, I'm a female, but I don't identify with girly things and I don't like the color pink and whatever. Okay, that's your personality. And it's fine. There are many ways to be a woman. There are many ways to be a man. There's like almost infinite ways of doing it because each man and woman has their own personality, their own perspective of the world, and that's fine. So I think that what I'm expressing is more the kind of traditional idea is much more expansive because it allows you as a man to just be who you are. You're still a man, but be who you are. The idea now is that if you're a man, but you have interests or ideas that fall outside of the standard norm, now you lose your manhood. You're actually a woman. So they're actually reinforcing the gender binary while trying to destroy it at the same time, which is interesting. But I think most of what they're trying to describe is actually just personality. Yeah. And now we have this situation where you could have a person who has 5 different genders and 6 sexual orientations, but no personality because their personality has been subsumed by all of these labels. They've categorized and labeled and everything, and it's really strange.
The art exhibit recently where the girls threw soup on the Van Gogh. You know about that story?
Oh, yeah.
They asked, someone was interviewing them. Oh, Patrick Bet-David was interviewing them and asked them, can I ask what your pronouns are? And she said she was he, she, they.
He, she, and they.
I go, so you're masculine, you're feminine, and you're plural.
She's all of them.
She's everything.
All the above, huh?
She's basically like a Hindu god. It's like what are you?
This is just lazy.
Definitely not no
choose
god.
one.
It's just pompous nonsense. It's just, in that particular case, thinking that you're going to fucking cure climate change by throwing soup on a priceless painting and then gluing yourself to a wall.
And also, what does it tell you that the person interviewing her knew that she definitely has different pronouns? Like, you just know
sure.
it comes with the package, which tells you that, again, that this is an ideological and political thing. It's not an actual identity.
If you were one of those people that thought that there was a literal attack on the foundations of this country to try to destroy it from the youth up.
Evil, man. Y'all go watch that full Joe Rogan, Matt Walsh episode. It's absolutely insane. Like, can y'all imagine being a kid in today's woke climate that we're living in to just be able to wake up and pretty much demand anything, and more likely than not, you're going to get it. But we need to get back to a real idea of what love is. Love doesn't mean allowing anything to just unleash just because you feel like it, just because you want it to go a certain way, just because you showed up to the competition. We shouldn't be handing out 16th place trophies, 20th place trophies to naturally born men going into women's sports. You don't get rewarded for that. Men are more just genetically dominant than women inherently. That's just the way God made it. But women usually got more intuition and a little more sense down the line than men when it comes to certain things. Now, you can be a man or a woman and be different. You don't have to start chopping off, changing up, feeding these kids puberty blockers just because you feel like you're a little more just a loner or just unique than somebody else. Use those unique gifts that you've been blessed with to go out and make a difference in society. Go out and push society in a positive direction. What it comes down to is parents, and what seems like the majority of society has been so worried about being PC and not hurting anyone's feelings that they've actually done the society a disservice. They've actually coddled and spoiled people so much to where there is no emotional intelligence. There's no resilience. We've basically created a full-on narcissistic mentality and basically an idiocracy. Like, that's what's going on today, because we're not giving these kids and men and women of the next generation the tools to succeed, the tools to push through life. Life is hard. Life is going to have enough troubles of its own each and every day for each of us, no matter what, no matter how different you feel, no matter what cards you're dealt, what language you speak, what your skin tone is. Everybody has their own situations and trials and tribulations that they face. But if you don't give people the tools to push through those things, to be resilient, then eventually, like, they're going to not know how to act. They're not going to know how to get through anything. They're going to get to a standstill. They're going to get to a plateau and not know how to push through that, not know how to climb to that next level, break through that ceiling, because they've already been told that they're extremely special, that they're everything, that they're gifted, that whatever it may have you, they're not going to have the wherewithal, the know-how to get through whatever obstacle is in front of them. They're just going to come to a standstill. And more likely than not, if they've changed their genetic chromosomes, they try to change things up, take all these random hormones and puberty blockers and things, more likely than not, they're probably going to kill themselves. At the end of the day, I know that that's hard for some people to swallow, but if you keep pushing this onto kids, you keep allowing them to go with their feelings on any given day, it's going to lead to death. Waging that sin against what God made you, it always leads to a deep, dark hole and usually death. We're called to love everybody, especially love your neighbor as you love yourself. So that means don't be afraid to call out sin when you see it, because you want them to go the path of righteousness. You want them to be able to make a way in this world, and whatever field it is that they want to go into, they have to go in with the approach of truth. They have to go in knowing that they're either a man or a woman, and that's a blessing. That's a beautiful thing. You've been gifted a unique set of genetic DNA that nobody else has. Nobody else can mimic the exact things that you can do, whether it's the way you speak, your intelligence, your intellectual abilities to, bring in people, unite them, whatever it may be. You have a gift. I have a gift. We all got something, but that doesn't mean just because we're here, we get awarded first place trophies. You got to be able to grind. You got to be able to use those unique gifts in a focused way, in a disciplined way, to where you hone in your craft in whatever given field it is, and you're going to be rewarded if you're the best. If you're not the best, hey, you need to try again. You need to push a little harder. You need to go a different level. Maybe you need to adjust and pivot and go a whole different direction. That's life. That's what it's all about, man. Different seasons and different abilities for different folks. And that's a beautiful thing, but you can't just change up because you're not getting your way. You can't just change up because you feel a certain way. There's he and her. There's man, women. That's it. Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, not Eve and Amelia. I've said it time and time again. God got it right the first time. We all got the same ancestors. We all come from the same folks, but we all can have different paths to different locations, and that's okay. But we can't change the ways that we're naturally born. That's just, it might hurt, but that's what it is. The truth might hurt a lot of people. A lot of times it does. A lot of times you need to hear something and it's not going to feel good how it's going down, but down the line, you'll be thankful that you got back on track. Don't trade what you want most, that feeling that you're into right now, for what you want at the moment. Because if it's going against God's path of righteousness, if it's going against the truth, it's not going to lead you to a good place. It's going to get sad, sappy, depressing, and it's going to get toasty if you don't accept Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior and start walking in his footsteps. Start walking in love, in real love, not love and catering to all this woke ideology and fake nonsense. Real love, turning people towards righteousness. That's how we get on the path to heaven. That's how we're saved. And that's how we truly love society and lift this world up instead of tearing it down and going along with all this chaos. Now, I know some of my rants get a little carried away. If you don't like that sort of thing, this probably isn't the channel for you. I still love you. I still appreciate you. We can still respect each other, and you can keep on scrolling to the next one. But if you do like videos like this, whether you like the conversation between Matt and Joe, I thought it was a great one. You may disagree. If you got some value for me, whatever it is, don't forget to thumbs up, hit that notification bell so you stay up to date on all on future videos. Comment your thoughts below, whether you agree, disagree, whatever it may be. I'd love to hear what you got to say. Let's keep this conversation rolling. If you want to support the channel, you can always buy this Let Go, Let God hoodie or t-shirt, or we got a bunch of different designs made by my lovely wife on her Etsy store. That's what society needs to do, is let go of these false identities and false realities that aren't real. You know what I'm saying? False evidence appearing real. That's what the fear in society is today. They're being misled, and we need to let God lead us down the path that he created us to go down. And it's all going to be different for each one of us, but it's not going to be so different to where you're a man and you think you could be a woman and that, you know, get initiated and they actually go through. That's not going to happen. Until next time, I love y'all. All my links are down below. I'm praying for you. Godspeed. I'm gone.